The following is a podcast meant for adults and discuss things like sexual content and alcohol use. Listener discretion is advised.
What's going on, drunk texting audience? Before we get into today's episode, I just want to say, first episode of the new year, and it happened again. This time, the technical difficulties weren't anything in the recording process. We tried to do something new with our recording, I guess I should say, and it did not work. So I blame Aaron Black for this. It's his fault. Had we done what we were going to do, then it probably would have worked. It didn't. We tried something new for the new year, and it just did not work. But please enjoy today's episode. It's all audio. So listeners, you won this week. Video audience, I'm sorry. There's no video. There's nothing to see this week. But we will see you next week's episode. With that being said, on to today's episode. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Drunk Texting Podcast, the podcast where we have some drinks, talk some mess, and help you through your thirsty Thursday that only we can. Happy New Year! You know, hopefully my co-host can get it together. She's adjusting herself. She had all this time to get ready. Like, we've literally been on this call for like a half hour and just didn't adjust her camera, didn't do none of that beforehand, went and got her charger, then came back, and then decided to adjust her camera. Lord have mercy. But it is what it is. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. It's the first episode of the new year, 2025. Oh, man. You know, just... We made it. The fact that we even made it is pretty cool. But with that being said, we're not going to belabor a point too much longer. I am one half of your co-hosting team, JB. Always the man that is. And to my left... Actually, everyone's left. We have my co-host, you guys' probably favorite co-host of the show. Please tell the people who you are and what your adjective is. The first one of the new year.
The first one of the new year gotta be a good one, because starting off strong, you know. I am the bright. It's like it's bright in my face right now. Bright. That's what we shan. Ow.
Alright, then I'm gonna give you that one. I ain't even gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it unless the people of the internet come at me for being colorist.
This we started in the new year being colorist is crazy.
There it is. I knew she would get it. I knew she would get why I was laughing. Oh, that's funny. No, not really. It just reminded me of something my some old folks that I used to know from Moultrie would say, be like, "That bright, ooh, he a little bright child, he bright." It was like, dang, it ain't my fault I'm light skinned, dang.
Bright skinned, as my family says.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Whew, but
not right.
Lord have mercy. JB, the bright Kristal Deshan.
Yes.
One way or another. As we get into today's episode, please remember the ever immortal words: always drink responsibly, never drink and drive, sometimes drink and text. With that being said, I am drinking a wonderful concoction today. Today I am drinking a blackberry whiskey and lemonade. And when I tell you this stuff is delicious, it is absolutely delicious. And it's in a Coke mug, non-branded, non-affiliated, but I got this cup, so I'm gonna drink out of it.
Nice.
What are you drinking on today, Miss?
I am drinking on. It is a black cherry sparkling juice and vodka.
Ooh, okay.
It tastes like Fanta, cherry Fanta somehow.
How's the black cherry Coke? I don't think I've never tried it.
I don't know. I'm not a big soda drinker, and I don't like cherry Coke.
I guess.
I don't know.
Tack another one. The first one of the year of things that Krista Deshan does not like. Sodas.
Yes, cherry Coke at the top of the list.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Not the top, but we're gonna put it up there.
We're gonna make a running list for this year. In fact, I'm about to on my phone. I'm about to start a notes list,
I'll do it. Okay.
and it's gonna be titled 2025 things Kristal doesn't like. And at the top, we're putting cherry Coke.
Yup.
How you don't like cherry Coke is befuddling to me.
I'm not a big dark soda drinker,
I
and
know
I don't
you're
like
not.
cherry flavored sodas. So
Befuddling.
it's a cherry Coke. No need to
See,
the face. Taste the cherry.
there you see it right there. I got the. It's
Sure.
right there. Got the list.
Yeah.
We now have the list. How far along will it be in the year? We will have to see. I'm voting over. I'm voting we're gonna get over 20 things.
Ooh, that's a lot.
I got over. I got the over the under. So over 20 items. By the end of the year, by the last episode of 2025, we'll have over 20 things that she'll say that she doesn't like.
I'm going under 20. I don't think I dislike.
Got the over and under. Ooh, in fact, let's make a agreement right here. Okay, here we go. Actually, let's just do it like this. Over under whoever wins by the end of the year. The winner or the loser has to buy the winner a drink. They have to buy the winner a drink of their choice.
That's safe. I think that's fair. That's fair.
All right, so before do you want it to be like an Applebee's drink or do you just want it to be like a bottle? Like what do you so that way there's no misconception at the end of the year.
Doesn't matter to me. Dealer's choice.
Ooh, that's crazy. If she wins, she gonna mess around and have me out here with like a $300 bottle of like expensive vodka.
We gonna max that joint.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I
$40.
Mac gonna be like $40.
Yeah, max $40.
Let's say max 50. Let's do 50. That's a nice.
Okay.
You can get a good bottle with $50.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you $50.
Okay. All right. There we go. You guys heard it here. We have the over under for how many things Kristal is gonna say that she doesn't like in the year of 2025. I say she's gonna go over 20. She says she's gonna go under. Loser has to buy the winner a bottle of their choice, maxed at $50. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this finna go. This finna be fun. This finna be fun. Anyways, now that we have preambled long enough, we are going to get into our episode of this week, which is starting with our question of the week. And I found this question, and to be honest, I'm upset because I recently, the $1 billion Mega Millions was won in California, which I don't understand because California doesn't need any more millionaires. They literally, the past few lotteries that we've had that have gotten up to $1 billion, I think have been won in California. So I'm just like, why? What's the point?
That's suspicious to me.
It's very suspicious. But with our question of the week this week, what would you do if you found a suitcase with $100 million in cash in it and no one was around? Some of these responses, to be honest, kind of funny. Some of them don't speak for me. This first one, I've had this fantasy for years. It's going to be drug money. I'd put it in a different container, then make sure there's no tracking device in the stacks. Spend it wisely. That's such a back and forth between Like, that's such a back and forth between, like, spending it wisely, drug money.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Ah, man. To be honest, I think, you know, at least he had his priorities straight. At least the priorities are straight on what they would do, because some people would be like, I don't know what I would do with that much money. Ah.
Whatever.
Uh,
I know what they.
right. The next one, take it home, sit on it for a minimum of a year and see if anything happened. If not, start spending it slowly. I will openly say right here, a year, too long for me. I might
Yeah.
do like 3 months. In fact, I think 3 months is like perfect. Sit on it for maybe 3 months and then you're good to go.
That's fair.
Right. Next one. Jeez. Ha! Somebody exactly mine. What suitcase?
What
What
suitcase?
suitcase?
Yeah.
Ha! Somebody is a little bit too deep in the media. I've seen No Country for Old Men. Anton Chigurh will find me. I'm leaving it right where it is.
Mm.
That is a movie buff right there. Screw that. I'm nah. I cannot agree with that one at all. I feel like this one's you and my wife. I think this is both of y'all. I would buy some fried, definitely.
Some fries.
Yep.
I just part of it would go to some fries. I'm
I
like,
see.
use the whole for fries, but some of it's gonna go. I'm gonna need to eat.
See, I knew it.
So
I knew it. All right, somebody. I think somebody's thinking a little bit too realistic. I'm not going to believe there's no one around and leave it. Honestly, I'm not a person who is going to open a random suitcase in the middle of nowhere. So I don't think this is a dilemma I'm ever going to face. That's kind
fair
of
enough.
right. Like, in this
In
hypothetical situation of 100 million, come on.
a hypothetical situation, you want to make it not fun.
Right. There's always
You want to
one.
not fun at parties
There's always one.
every single time.
Okay, let's see. I'm surprised at the amount of people saying they'd take it home. I'd put it in my car, go somewhere to buy a container, transfer it over somewhere secluded, then take it home. You know what? You know what? Fair. Because the simple fact of the matter is, especially if it's out somewhere like that, there's nobody around, and they see the suitcase, they're going to be like, that suitcase right there had money in it. What is happening? It would turn into a whole situation. Oh, wow, look at there. I thought there was just one in this comment section that would make it no fun. Here's the second one. The morally proper thing to do. Tell the police about the bizarre empty suitcase I found. See,
They're gonna give you $1.
because see, the
They
thing
just
is, even if you did empty it, like the bizarre empty suitcase, you're still going to the police.
right.
In that situation, if I found that money in a suitcase, the police would never know. The FBI would never know. The CIA would never know. Batman would never know. Damn it.
Nope.
The only reason the IRS would know is because they would need my taxes. And I'll be damned if I get caught up like Wesley Snipes. I'll be damned. Y'all not finna catch me on no tax evasion shit. Ain't no way.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
That's crazy. Yep. And this will be the last one before we get into our own. I wouldn't even know the money is in there. If I found a briefcase in my front door or anywhere for that matter, I'm calling the police to come over, bring a robot, and open that up someplace else.
And the question,
Boo.
hey, you found it with 100 mil.
Right. I think I know what I would do. What about you?
Um, might be a little extra steps, but if I go down, I'm taking somebody with me. I'm going to actually no, I'm not. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a business,
Okay.
and I'm going to have myself as the sole employee
Oh Lord.
and deposit certain amounts every 2 weeks to look like a paycheck.
Not
Like, oh,
bad.
what's this money come from? Oh, I got a second job, and the job pays very well.
I
Who's the
mean,
owner? Paid myself.
technically, that's not. So you and I are kind of on the same kinds of lines of thinking. I would do something similar. Similarly, I would create a business, and I will admit I got this idea from a Netflix show on my block.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the show they come into like some like a hidden treasure, and they're like, what do we do with all this money? So basically they started a business so that way they could funnel the money into the business, so that way once it came back out it was clean money.
Mm-hmm.
So I would essentially do that. Then what I would do after I took the 100 million, once I had it all and it was all on me, I would buy stocks. First things first, buy stocks always. Buy some land, and then I would give, I don't know, maybe 5 people in my like non-familial inner circle. I'd give them each like a milli, because in the words of one of my asshole mentors, Huck, you can't be rich with broke friends.
That's big facts,
You
or you
can't.
will become a sugar daddy.
Oh, you're not wrong, but you can't be rich with broke friends. So I definitely would. Uh, I would give them, break them off a little bit just to hear, so that way you can have some. You don't come into my face and be like, "Oh my gosh, can I have a couple of dollars?" No, I gave you
Right?
$1 million. What
Right
happened to
here
it?
for peace. I broke you off a piece. If you
Right,
spent your piece, your fault.
right. It's like I gave you $1 million. What'd you do with it?
Right. Do better.
Right, because I'm not giving you no
Like,
more. I ain't giving you no more. But I think that is a qualifiably fun question. I think that is a good way to start our new year. People of the audience of the Drunk Texting Podcast universe, all their fans, the audience, whatever you guys want to call yourselves, bar attendees. I like that one. The
oh, attendees
all of our bar
bar
attendees. Yes. Uh,
are doing good.
what would you say, or what would you do if you found a suitcase, $100 million in cash in it, and it was nobody around, no cameras, nobody to see. You're just by yourself. Just so happen to be driving side of the road. You see a suitcase. You open it up. Bow. 100 million. What you doing? What you doing? I want to know, because I feel like some of the responses would be hilarious.
I think so.
All right. So this section I took almost straight from Supernatural.
Ooh.
But it's our would
Love.
you rather of the week. Now this is going to be kind of spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Supernatural up to like,
Supernatural's
I
been over
want
for years.
I know, but still there are some people that ain't watched it that want to get into it. At some point, I can't remember if it's the 5th season or not. Dean dies and comes back, but he talks about what he did in his time in hell, where basically he was getting tortured for like years, and then every day they would ask him, well, you can get off this bench and not be tortured if you torture other people. And he kept saying no, he kept saying no, kept saying no, and then he finally did, and he was like, bro, I'm glad I did. Like, it felt great. I felt happy. So all of that to lead into our would you rather. Would you rather have immortality, but to keep it, you have to torture one person for 30 days each year, or you have immortality, but in order to keep it, you have to be tortured for 30 days every year? Doesn't have to be the same kind of torture. It can be. Um, It can literally range from psychological torture to physical torture to emotional torture, whatever kind of torture that would be classified as torture, almost to the point. Actually, yeah, almost to the point of the Geneva Convention levels. um, but in that, would you rather? Which one would you rather? Would you rather be the torturer or the torturee?
I'm gonna torture somebody else. Well, no. And
No
do I
hesitation.
get to choose who I torture?
Huh?
Do I get to choose who I torture?
No, it's just a random person every year. It's a random person with the caveat that it'll never be family. I'll say
Okay, well,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm gonna torture somebody.
That's crazy.
I don't want immortality anyway. I don't want to live forever. But if I'm gonna live, I'm gonna have a little fun. And I'm gonna torture somebody. I'm just saying.
That's
I don't want to
crazy.
be tortured for 30 days and I gotta live forever. No, I'm not doing that.
I mean, that's valid. That's valid.
Exactly.
I feel like if I were in that situation, I would too. I'd choose to do the torturing. Um, and when I say the torturing, they're gonna live after the fact. Like they will live after the fact. They're just gonna have to live with the knowledge of what happened. Um,
That'll be okay.
to be honest, my kind of torture, truthfully, I'd lock him in a pitch black room and I would play that Seabass song that was real popular on TikTok. That
Oh, God.
I would play
Feedback.
that. I would literally just play that song for 30 days straight while they're locked in a pitch black room, and it would be a 6x6.
Ooh.
It'd be an 8x8. I want them to at least be able to lie down. It'd be an 8x8, and it would just blast that song 24/7 for 30 days.
I feel like there's worse songs.
There are absolutely worse songs, but
I'll be nice. I'll change the song like every couple of days.
see, that's the thing though. I
If
don't.
it significantly get worse, yes. So on that 30th day, it's a wrap. You're gonna go insane.
I might, you know what I might do for like a week straight in that 30 days? Switch it up to the duck song.
Oh yeah, I'll be jamming in there.
But see, the thing is, the duck song is okay for like maybe one listen through. Or just like whenever you think about it, you're just like, oh, the duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, running the stand. Oh, bump, bump, bump. Then after like that third time, you're like, okay, I'm duck songed out. Okay, can we? And the only reason I say
Ooh.
that for sure is because I worked at the Boys and Girls Club. I would allow them to suggest songs, and literally one kid came in every day wanting the duck song. So like,
I'm gonna take it a step further. Duck song, boom, 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 and just the longest pause. And then at night when they're ready to sleep, like they're deep sleep, gotta eat grapes.
that's crazy.
You're never gonna sleep.
That's
Ever.
crazy.
I'm gonna pause the song at a random time for an unspecified amount of time. Then I'm gonna play it again randomly.
That's
30
crazy.
days.
You know what else I'd probably do? I would probably have them in the room and just have the sound of a dripping faucet. Because you know, some people that drives some people up a wall, like random faucet dripping or like a random beeping, drives some people up a wall. They're like, "What is that? What is that?" And they just get angrier and angrier, bro.
Just a random fly noise every like few minutes. Dark room.
Oh man. Oh,
There are plenty of ways to torture people.
that look, and most of them aren't even physical.
So I don't want to physically torture anybody. But will I mentally torture you? 100%.
Oh, that's so bad. That is so bad. You know what? I will also say though, I I thought about it when I first came up with this. Would you rather? I also thought about like, okay, well, get them somebody that like, okay, have them tied up so like they can't like move around or whatever. Have somebody taking care of them, and then twice on a random time throughout the day, just have somebody come up and just like gut punch them, just randomly
That's
throughout the day, just bow, and just walk off. Don't even say nothing to them. Just walk up, bow. Then after like the 7th or 8th day, what I would tell them to do is walk into the room and act like they're gonna do it. Then don't do it.
I would have a little kid follow them around 24/7,
Oh no.
questioning everything. Oh, why are you going to sleep? Why are you going to dream? What are you dreaming about? Are you cold? I'm not cold. Are you hot? I'm not hot. Just all day.
Man.
Where are we going in the car? Can I get in the car? Can I ride? Can I ride in the trunk? That kid just does not stop talking.
Did you clean
24/7.
it? Did you clean your trunk? It's clean in your trunk.
How'd you clean it? Did you use Lysol? My mom likes Clorox.
Man, when I tell you, I don't think I'd survive that. I actually don't. Like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Are you going to the bathroom? You gonna poop? I pooped earlier.
It smells.
It's right. Literally.
You smell.
That is. Oh,
People who work in a daycare, they understand the frustration.
bro, I even had
At
to
least
work
they
in a
get to go
daycare.
home
I
at
know
night.
that.
Imagine that just all day for 30 days.
Oh, would be torturous. It would be torturous. I will say, that is a good would you rather. But I was looking at other would you rathers because I was also trying to plan out some future episodes, and I saw one that I was like, this isn't a would you rather worthy question because to be honest, you can't have one without the other. Truthfully. Because the would you rather was would you rather be with a person or would you rather date a person who respects you but will never love you or date someone who loves you but will never respect you. And I was like, you can't have one without the other. In order to
Yeah.
date somebody, you have to respect them and love them. And in order to like you can't not love them but say you respect them, but then you can't respect them or you can't say you love them and not respect them. I understand, I do understand there are some marriages that have been like nothing involved, no love, nothing. They're just in the house. They're doing it for tax purposes. They're doing lavender weddings. I understand. I promise you I do. But I mean on like the genuine levels. Like the ones that are actually getting married for the like marriage, like the
Yeah.
traditional marriage reason. You can't do one without the other.
Yeah. That.
Mm.
I mean, I think you can respect somebody without loving them.
I mean, you most definitely can, but not date them.
Some people do that too. So I'm like, you know what? I don't like you, but you're safe and secure.
But that's the thing. I
Just
won't feel
fucked up.
safe and secure. It's just like, yeah, you respect me, but like, if there's no love, then what am I doing here?
Loving
Like,
them. Some
no,
folks just
no, because
some folks
this
just
needs to be an
like
equal. This needs to be an equal and equivalent exchange. We are alchemists. Our marriage is
again.
alchemy. It is an
It's
equal.
delusional.
What?
Some folks is delusional. They're like, you know what? He don't love me, but I love him, and that's all that matters. Like, no,
Nah, nah.
that's
I can't.
the crazy
I can't co-sign
sis.
that one.
Hey, sweets.
Uh, but man, we're kind of blowing through today's episode. I kind of mess with it.
I'm rocking.
We're already rocking. We got one, two, three. We got four more sections. That's wild. Four more.
Hey, let's keep it going.
Alrighty, we're going to get to our third section, which, to be honest, I don't have a lot to say about this one. I hope you've at least seen a little bit of this show because I've only seen a few clips. But for our anime discussion of the week, I am discussing B stars.
Okay.
And my whole argument to Beastars is that Beastars is a weird show. Beastars is weird, is what it is. I'ma just say it off the prefaces. I only know minimal stuff. I kind of know the synopsis, but like I don't know a whole lot about the show. From what I know of the show, one of the main like characters' friends get killed. There's like a who done it, but then like the main character falls in love, and like there's like a love interest, but it's like the same love interest of the person who died. It's a whole thing. And here's my thing: it wouldn't be weird if they weren't all animals. That's
That part.
that's where I'm just like, it's weird. Why are we making Zootopia the anime? That's Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I need you to look at me and tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong.
I can't tell you that you're wrong.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
I just looked up
Synopsis.
plot, the plot from Wikipedia.
Oh Lord, not Wikipedia.
We got from Wikipedia. In a modern and civilized world populated by anthropomorphic animals, there's a cultural divide between the herbivorous animals and the carnivorous animals. Legoshi, a large gray wolf, is a timid and quiet student of Cherryton Academy, where he lives in a dorm with several other carnivorous students, including his outgoing Labrador friend Jack. As a member of the school's drama club, Legoshi works as a stagehand and supports the actors of the club headed by the star pupil Lewis, a red deer. Out of nowhere, Tim the alpaca is brutally murdered and devoured in the night, setting off a wave of unease and distrust between the herbivore and carnivore students. At the same time, Legoshi has a fateful encounter with Haru, a dwarf rabbit who has been in love with Lewis and begins developing complex feelings for her.
And again, that
And
wouldn't
Lois.
be that would not be bad. That literally would not be bad of a show if they weren't animals. I just don't see the appeal of it, I guess.
I
Zootopia
don't know.
was a genuinely cute like movie to me. I thought it was cute. I was like, okay, this is a kids movie. It is what it is. But then when we like with this is the anime. This anime is geared towards like adults.
Yeah.
Like I would look at it. I would look at a parent sideways if they told me that they let their kid watch Beastars. I'd be like, what? Beastars?
Me.
What?
Oh, off. To the parents, go off. I'm not gonna judge. I've never watched the show, so I can't give my full opinion of the show. But even then, I'm like, I don't know. It's the animation style for me. I can't get
Like
with it.
even the animation style is like I think the animation style is kind of cool. I like animation styles that are like that. My whole thing is like I said, I just and to hands up, I will say it's on the lower end of anime. It's on the lower end of the list of anime I wouldn't allow children to watch if I had any. It's on the
Mhm.
lower end of that because there's plenty of other ones out there like Promise Neverland, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Death Note. I would not allow my kids to watch those anime. And Beastars like bottom of the list. Like I wouldn't necessarily be like you can't watch it, but at the same time I'd be like maybe wait a couple more years. They deal
Or
with some
maybe wait.
pretty heavy stuff.
I've seen some clips from TikTok of Beastars, and I'm like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
I'm just saying, man, it's a weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. It's a weird old thing.
Like, I've had a conversation with a previous coworker about Beastars before, and I was like, "Oh, a lot of people see it as like just like furry stuff," and he was like, "No, there's actually like some solid points in it." I was like, "Okay, interesting," and I trusted his word. He was a very smart man. I'm like, "Okay, maybe I'll look into it." That was years ago, and I'm still the same. Never look into it. I forgot about it. I forgot about it. In all honesty, I forgot about Beastars.
That's crazy. That's crazy. One of my coworkers was watching it because what she'll do is she'll have like TV shows up while she's working for like background noise. Like she literally watched all kinds of stuff from My Hero to I want to say she watched like Bleach. She's watched like Demon Slayer, and I remember one of them was Beastars. And every time I like poke my head into her office, I'm just like, "You're never, uh, like, like." And I just keep like poking my head, and I'm just like, I really hope our supervisors never just happen to pop in while you're watching this, because at no point while she was watching it did I ever like poke my head in and there was anything good being said or anything that like out of context wouldn't raise an alarm. So I'm just like, I really hope they never pop in at the wrong moment, because man, that would be bad for you. Like I don't think that you would necessarily be like written up or anything, but they definitely would have to sit you down for a conversation.
Yeah.
That's that type of deal, man. It's weird.
That it is.
It's very weird.
Right? Each his own.
To each his own. I will say, I don't necessarily judge those types of shows or anything that people watch, but I definitely have the types of opinions where it's just like, why? When it comes to like anthropomorphic, like, cause I'll even be honest, shows like or movies like Elements, Disney's Elements, even that show or that movie, I was like, so we're taking the living embodiment, so we're making anthropomorphic elements and
Yeah,
doing
man.
a
That
movie.
was great.
Exactly. So like I went in with the like that's kind of weird, like. And we sat down and we watched it, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is actually really cool. This is really interesting. Like damn, this is really interesting." And to be honest, I don't know. I might one day sit down and watch Beastars, and I might have a complete 180 shift in how I'm thinking about this show, how I'm feeling about this show. But as it stands right now, I think that the show is weird. I think that the fan base is weird. To be fair, most anime fandoms are weird. Let me not even solo out Beastars like that. Most anime fandoms are just weird. Point blank. Period. But yeah, this is a weird one. It's a weird one that I think could be good. Like I said, I think the plot is good. It's just if they weren't anthropomorphic animals, like
Right. And if people weren't sexualizing the animals. I want to watch because we are sexualizing.
Because that's where it walks the line for me. Because I don't judge furries. I'm like, hey, whatever you do, consensually have fun. But it's like, these aren't people in fursuit. These are anthropomorphic animals. That's a difference, dog. That is a difference. Like that leads me into like the types of people like with the hear me out cakes. And I've seen some of them hear me out cakes, and I'm like, dog.
Some of them are actually very funny and hilarious.
Oh, dude, they're wonderful and hilarious. And I hope
people are like, you gotta be playing, like, be so for real.
I saw one where it was a dude and his girlfriend, and he did Sally from Cars, and I laughed so hard. I was like, dog.
I mean, hear out.
I ain't gonna lie, most of the hear me out cakes, at first, I was like, y'all ain't even choosing nobody that y'all really have to defend that hard. Like, most of these people are like conventionally attractive, and they probably would be down for like the vanilla crap that you're into. Like,
right.
I will never forget. I explicitly remember seeing somebody on TikTok call out people with their hear me out cakes, and it was like, ain't none of y'all calling out no like actual freaks. None of y'all are calling out these people like the actual freaks. Y'all are just calling out people that are like plain Jane and vanilla. Like these characters that like everybody has already been attracted to. Like y'all ain't calling out nobody real. And the very next one was calling out some of the wildest. Bro, she called out Mr. Rogers. I was like, hey, yo. Not the grandfather.
Yo.
I was like, oh.
I saw somebody call out Bibble.
Bro. She said Mr. Rogers, and when her friends laughed at her, she literally was like, I just want him to tell me that I'm special and I'm enough. And I was like, hey, yo.
No, I hear you now, sis. I hear you. I hear you now, sis.
I will not
I
hear
hear,
you out. Kristal, look at
I
me.
hear,
Kristal, look at me. Kristal, look. I will not hear you out. I will not hear
I
you
hear,
out at this.
I hear her out.
I will not. I will not hear her or you out. No.
I hear her. I hear her out. Listen, she just want a hug.
Listen, I understand getting validation and love from those you are close to and in your life, but asking for it from a certified grandfather,
She just wants love.
man,
It's,
there's levels to it though. That's
she just want a hug and told everything's gonna be all right. That's all she wants.
do it from somebody other than Mr. Rogers. Don't taint my childhood.
Ah,
It's terrible. But we are going to move on. We are going to move into my favorite section of every episode, entitled "Shit for a Shot." As you can see, I got my shot glass right here, filled with vodka. As y'all can see, a little bit of vodka in there. Can't tilt it too much; it'll spill. But this week's shit for a shot actually is one that has been brewing for a couple days. I think we talked about it on last week's episode that Beyonce was the special Super Bowl, or not Super Bowl, special like Christmas Day halftime show performance last week in Texas. And I just have to get this one off my chest. I really, really do. Because ever since that day, there have been people who have been online just trashing Blue Ivy Carter. Yes. People have been trashing her. Saying that like,
why?
oh, she's not even doing the dances correctly. She's not in step with the dancers and da. Bro, it has been crazy, especially Twitter.
She's
Twitter,
12.
and thank you, because that is exactly what we get. That if you even look at the scripting for today's episode, it literally says "shit for a shot." Blue Ivy is 12.
She's
She's
12.
12. She's fucking 12, bro.
Well,
Bro, what were you doing when you were 12 years old? I know what I was doing. Continuing to learn how to play the trombone. That's what I was doing at 12 years old. I was not good at playing the trombone at 12 years old. The fact that she is able to stay in time, in rhythm, in step with these dancers that have been doing it for years at this point. I am 100% positive that she is staying in step, in line, on level with dancers that have been dancing since they were probably 5 or 6 years old, and they are now in their 20s. And she's doing that at 12.
like it, fair enough. If she's not all the way in line, you know what? Fine. Okay, whatever. But again, the other thing, she's 12.
She's literally 12.
12 versus people who, like you said, who've been doing this for years. She's 12, probably been doing this for like, what, a couple years now?
Yes, because remember, I don't know if you saw the documentary. I haven't seen the documentary for Beyonce's her last concert, or her last tour. I didn't see the documentary. Gabby gave me the clip notes. There's a section in there, actually, not even just the clip notes. I did see this one clip where it was Beyonce talking about how she did not want Blue Ivy to perform on tour with her. She, like, initially when she came to her about that, she said, no, you will not. And I don't want you to. And the thing was, it took a lot of convincing, and Beyonce herself said, okay, you want to be a part of this? Well, you're going to go through what they go through. I want to see that you're willing to put in the work, and you're not just going to get up there and do whatever. If you're gonna be doing this, you're gonna do what they do. You're gonna learn the moves like they learn it. You're gonna learn the routines like they learn it, and you're gonna prove to me that you can do it. And I think that if you watch, because I get clips of Beyonce's tours whenever she goes on tour on TikTok, if you watch from like the early section of the tour all the way throughout to the ending, or even hell to last week's performance, you'll see a night and day difference. Not in just how she keeps up, but with her level of confidence. The fact that she rarely, if ever, misses a beat at this point. Because when she gets out there, hey, when she popped off in my house during the halftime show, I was lit. I was like, "Ow!" I felt like a proud uncle because I was like, "Bro," I felt like a proud uncle for real because like we've seen Blue Ivy since she was literally a baby. And don't get me wrong, I know she wouldn't know me from a hill of beans, and I understand that, and I understand my place. But at the same time, it's like to get to see a child who, for all it's worth, she is a nepo baby. She is,
Yeah,
but
100%.
but
Down that.
to see a nepo baby that seems to be willing to put in the work, to not just be given the opportunities that she's given, that's where it is for me.
Like with Beyonce wouldn't have just let her be that fly by night nepo baby. Oh, you just because you're my child, you can get whatever. Beyonce, all right, you want it, work for it.
Exactly, and that's something else I appreciate about Beyonce because Beyonce, especially over the past several years, we know that she's a very no nonsense type of person. Like, I found out recently she has a private rehearsal studio in like France that she flies to rehearse and practice. Like, it's that kind of thing. And it's just, those are the types of thing. And I'm just like, again, she's 12. She's doing things better at 12 than a lot of these people that are complaining about her are doing at 25, at 35, at 45, at 55, and so on and so forth.
Literally. Like, what she's doing, I could never.
Right.
My grown age, I could never do
Nah.
such a thing.
Nah. You give
Especially
me.
that scale.
Oh no.
No.
You give me 6. You give me 5 years, and at the end of that 5 years, I would probably just start getting to the point of being confident enough to think like, okay, maybe I could perform like part of the show.
Right. The whole show? Nah. Let me practice the show every day for 5 years. For a
Right.
year straight.
Right.
Got you.
Maybe after 10 years, maybe. But like,
Right, then I can get up there with you. Until then, put me at the back. See that back person all the way at the
look,
back.
put me in
Take
the
that.
back, in the corner, over there,
Right.
outside of the camera view. Only when they do the wide shots will you ever see me.
Inflatable suit and have me put aside.
Look, I'll be fine with that. Put me in the inflatable suit. You can't see my face. So even if I do mess up, you never know it's me.
Exactly.
But yeah. But with that, we're going to do it right for the first one of the year. That was some shit. This is a shot. So I'm going to take this shot because that was some shit. Up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Now drink, motherfucker, drink.
Yeah.
First one of the year. And it's just as spicy. Woo. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Positivo.
I'm positivo. Next would normally be our last section of the episode. But this time we're going to do one more afterward. But that doesn't mean that it's not time for Am I the Asshole as read by Kristal? One of these days we're going to get an actual jingle and I'm just going to hit a button and it's going to be like, ding. It's going to do it for me. Because I don't know. It changes every time I do it.
Yeah.
But what we got? Hey.
We have. Am I the asshole for not selling my car, even though my fiance refuses to sit in the front seat because my ex sat there?
Please read that again. Please read that one more time.
Am I the asshole for not selling my car, even though my fiance refuses to sit in the front seat because my ex sat there?
No, break up with him. that is so childish. That
Very
is so that is that's like saying I'm not gonna have sex with you because your ex has been there. Like what?
because you've been in this bed.
Right? Like what? That is so childish. Like I please, please read it. Please read it. I know it's about to piss me off.
Hi everyone, I'm 27M, engaged to my fiance, 26F.
Oh,
So while we're preparing for our wedding, something recently came up that's left me confused and conflicted. I want to know if I'm in the wrong here or if her reaction is unreasonable. Here's the issue. My fiance refuses to sit in the front seat of my car because my ex used to sit there. She said it makes her uncomfortable and feels like she's taking what someone else's. Instead, she insists on sitting in the back seat whenever we go somewhere, which honestly feels strange to me, like I'm her chauffeur. I offered to sell the car if it truly bothers her, but she told me not to because it would feel like she's forcing me to do something. However, she still won't sit in the front seat and avoids interacting with anything related to my past relationships. This is part of a bigger pattern. She's mentioned multiple times that she doesn't want to do things I've done with my ex, like cuddling on the couch during a movie or visiting places I've been to before. I've tried to be understanding of her feelings, but I'm starting to feel like I'm being held responsible for my past, which I can't change. It's also confusing because she keeps in touch with her own ex, occasionally texting or calling him, which I have no issue with as I trust her. Whenever these situations come up, she tends to withdraw emotionally, avoiding physical affection, not saying goodnight, or being distant. While I love her and want to work through this, I'm starting to feel like I'm walking on eggshells around her emotions, especially when they're tied to things I can't control, like my past. So,
ugh.
all in all, my fiance refused to sit in the front seat of my car because my ex sat there and avoids doing things I did with my ex. I offered her the car, but she doesn't want me to, even though she won't engage with it. Am I the asshole for not selling the car and thinking her behavior is unreasonable?
I'm so upset with every part of that story.
Kept getting worse, bro.
It,
Just kept going.
it, and I really feel like I would have been more okay with it had he not added the part that she was actually still in contact with her ex. Like, now to me it feels like what it actually is that she's avoiding doing certain things that her and her ex are currently doing.
Mm,
Because now I'm getting this suspicion that, like, oh, well, there's guilt attached to it. So I can't do these things because I know I'm doing them with him when I'm supposed to be with you. But I'm just going to say it's because of you and your ex.
mm.
That's what
Hmm.
I feel anyway. And I also don't feel like he's the asshole. Personally, that was me. I'd have got up out of there. I would have gotten up out of there already because I'm like, this is too much. It's too much for me to handle. Too much for me to deal with. I'm leaving.
Right, like don't be childish about it.
Like, come on. But is there an update?
Oh, it's there.
Yes. Ah, because all that story just please.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to share your stories, perspectives, and support on my post. Reading through the thousands of responses has been an eye opening experience. I've seen how many of you have dealt with similar situations or have insightful advice, and I'm truly grateful for your honesty and compassion. After reflecting on everything you've shared and my own feelings, I've made the decision to end my engagement. This relationship has made me realize that I deserve happiness, trust, and emotional security, things I've been struggling to find lately. I care deeply about my fiance, but I can't keep walking on eggshells or feeling punished for things I can't change about my past. Life is too short to live in fear of being myself. Your stories about finding happiness after letting go of unhealthy relationships have given me hope that I can do the same. This is definitely not an easy decision, but I know it's the right one for my future. Thank you all again for your support and for reminding me that it's okay to prioritize my own well being. Wishing everyone happiness and peace in your own journeys.
Victory! Oh, that's wonderful.
It is. I'm happy for the guy. You know,
Oh, that's wonderful.
like I done lost it. Like he better than me.
I'd have lost it after the first time. Honestly, I'd have been like,
Girl,
look,
hey, get your ass up here. Stop playing.
right, because it's just like you doing the most. At that point, though, actually, the very first time, I wouldn't have went anywhere. I'd have been like, you know what, we're not going nowhere then, because you want to be childish, and I ain't got time to be dealing with no child. Like,
One of the comments said, "Tell y'all had sex in the back seat, but you won't sit there no more."
I
So which
mean,
was this? You want to sit in the back seat where they had sex, or the front seat where she sat?
not wrong though. Ain't
Listen,
no,
sis, pick your poison.
I look, I'd be the same way. I would. I'd be like, I mean, you can sit back
I
there
mean,
all you want, but just know that the back seat ain't no much better if you upset because she sat in the front seat.
right? You don't want to know what she did in the back seat.
Right.
Like if it's that deep, get a seat cover, sis, or let them sell the car if you that pressed about it.
Right, because he offered like I'll just sell the bit. Then dang.
But did you like? She said no. So obviously you want to be mad about it.
Right.
You want to be mad about it.
She just wanted something to be mad about.
That's it.
I bet you I know where
And
she ended up though. With the
back
ex.
in for the ex,
Right back in
put
the
them
arms of the ex.
in the front seat,
In the front seat. Mm-mm-mm.
in the front seat with her ex. Hashtag I'm in the front seat.
Okay, but that is a hashtag. That's a whole hashtag right there. Hashtag I'm in the
Hashtag I'm
front seat.
like, bitch, you went in the front seat. I
Mm-mm-mm. That's tragic.
don't know why it made me think of the age old question: your mom and your girl get in the car, who in the front seat?
My wife, the fuck? Listen. My mom. First off, 9 times out of 10, we're not gonna be in a situation where it's one just the three of us like that anyway. Because usually my mom is with my dad. So if we going somewhere, what's probably gonna happen is they'll probably pick us up. My dad and mom will be in the front seat, and me and my wife will be in the back seat. If
I can't
anything.
say I've been in this situation before where it was the three of us in a car.
Oh Lord.
Got out the car, put herself in the back seat.
Ooh, see? Boom.
My mom put herself in the back seat. I was like, Ma,
Just like
no.
nah. Like nah, this your man. He driving. Get in the front seat.
I'm on 8 types
What
of
what is
drugs.
happening right now?
I did not have my laptop plugged in.
Not
And
I
that shit said 20% left. No,
I don't know if we need I don't think we can I think we need to revoke that adjective of hers. The first
no,
episode, I
no, no,
think we already
no,
need to
no,
revoke
it's
it.
fine, it's fine.
Cause this ain't very light, very bright, very none of that.
No, 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 it's fine, it's fine.
It's
We
not.
here, we here, we here. There we go.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm.
I'm back again. I'm bright.
Are you though?
Listen, I'm bright enough to know that I didn't do it before.
Only reason you found even knew that you didn't do it before is because the computer itself said, you know what? I'm not about to get into this argument with you. Not the asshole. We're gonna move on to our last section of the first episode of 2025, and that is this is the one-time section for this year at least. But we are going to give you guys some of our New Year's resolutions for the year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I have six that
Sick.
I have six for the new year. They're not really in any particular order. They're just kind of like as I thought about them, I put them on the thing. But I'll go first. I'll go first since you went first last week for the things you're grateful for episode. Um, my first one is to lose 25 to 50 pounds with the sub with like a sub resolution underneath that, which is like exercise more and try to go on a daily run. That's my first one.
Okay, that's safe. That's safe.
What's yours?
Mine is pretty much the same. I don't want to put, even though I have a number in mind, I don't want to put myself set on that number.
Okay.
I'm just going like, just get better, like exercise. That's
Okay.
what I want to do. I want to exercise and lose weight. Not saying how much, I just want to lose weight.
That's valid. Number
That's
two, number two on my list is you
Mhm.
probably should have known this one was coming. Probably surprised it wasn't number one, but to wrestle at more places. I feel like in 2024, I did a decent job. I got to wrestle some pretty awesome places in Georgia. I even was able to go up to Tennessee and wrestle. Um, as my mentor, I mentioned him once on today's episode. Huck would say that ain't shit, because he wrestled in numerous places when he was my age. He would literally travel upwards of 6 hours one way to go wrestle in a day, so it ain't shit. My intention is to do more in 2025. Go to more places, get to wrestle more, wrestle a lot more often. So here's hoping, it's fingers crossed. And I say here's hoping, fingers crossed, because every promoter, every booker ain't gonna want to bring me in, and I understand that. But don't mean
That's
I'm. But that don't mean that it won't be for lack of trying on my end.
right. I want to. I want to take better care of my health. Not in, and this is different from the losing weight.
Okay.
When I say taking care of my health, I mean going to the doctors like when I need to.
Okay.
Like I have a lot of health issues that I probably should have addressed a while ago.
Okay.
So hopefully in the new year I can actually go to a doctor and get those issues addressed.
Okay.
So
Okay.
just going to the doctor like I should.
No judgment here. Hey,
Like the
I.
important, yeah, but like the important things, I do go for like
Right. Right. Right.
I'll go if I got like something's really wrong. I'll go, but like for little stuff like my back's been hurting for like 3 weeks straight. All right, I'll live. Stuff like that. I like that's not if your back's hurting for 3 weeks, go to the doctor.
Yeah. Very true. But
So
like I was saying, no judgment. I literally went to the doctor for the first time in I don't know how many years for like an actual checkup in 2024. So, and it so far it's worked out wonderfully because now your boy's on a CPAP machine. He's gotten some like insight on some ways to be healthier, ways to cut back. So it is good. And for those out there that haven't, go to the doctor. You need to. You ain't got
yes,
insurance, well then figure it out some other kind of way then.
if you do not have insurance, go. I'm not. I don't think it might have changed its name, but if you are in the state of Georgia, look up marketplace insurance. I know people talk about marketplace, but that is how I got my health insurance. The people with marketplace, they will help you find. This is not an ad. This is not an ad. This is not a sport. And I'm paying us in any way. I'm saying it first. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Hey, but you know
They
what? That might help somebody. So can't even.
I hope it does. It's helped some people because I told them they help. They will find you cheap health insurance. I've had it for a couple years now. They find insurance based on your income.
Okay.
Like I told them, hey, I make this much a year. They're like, okay, here's like 5 different plans to choose from. Which one you want? Some of them are even free.
Wow.
Some of them are completely free insurance plans, and they're like solid insurance plans. Like, um, what was it? I think the first year I got on it, I had Blue Cross. Another year I had Cigna. And 1 year I had Aetna. Like, they find you quality insurance plans, but they work with you. They gonna
Okay.
and every year they gonna renew it. They're like, hey, your policy finna expire. You want another plan or
You want to stick with this one?
like right? And if you want to stick with it, they'll tell you, okay, if you stick with it, your premium might go up, it might go down, whatever, whatever. But if you do not have, if you cannot find insurance, go through Marketplace. They are there to help you find good insurance, but cheap. Like
Nice.
um studiologist is not here. I know y'all. If y'all haven't noticed, he's not here. I helped. I told him about it. He got a new insurance plan, and it brought his insurance down like $100 something.
Dang.
So now he pays like 100 something less in insurance every month.
Dang, that's nice.
So get you some good. Go to Marketplace. I think it might be called like I don't know. I'll figure it out. I think it's called something else now. It's not called Marketplace anymore. But if you Google like healthcare marketplace, something will come up and you can get you some good cheap insurance that a lot of times it's accepted everywhere. Like the insurance I have, it is accepted by one of the major hospitals in Georgia.
Nice. Okay.
So I surely go there.
Okay. I like that. I
Yeah,
like
premium and copay is not bad or nothing. Like I be thugging with my little insurance.
that.
I love my insurance.
Not me and my little insurance.
Listen, me and my insurance agent be on the booties. He be like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hey, I got a new person for you. Hit the information. Hit him up." He be like, "I got you." Like,
Mm-mm-mm.
thanks. Shout out to my insurance agent, Tucker.
Stop.
Boy, Tucker.
That's crazy.
I am putting his. I'm not gonna put his. I'm not gonna put his information down there. My agent.
Not you gatekeeping Jake.
Who's Jake?
Nah, look, he's gonna be the Jake from State Farm of the Drunk Texting podcast.
And we love Jake from State Farm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. In the 2025, get y'all some insurance.
That if you don't have it, you should. I will say. Thankfully,
Yes.
I have insurance through my workplace, so I don't have to.
Let's be nice.
I don't have to deal with it. You know, I just come out my check. I don't even have to think about it.
Listen, try.
But
I
my
know come my mom. It's cheap.
that's fair. That's fair. My next one, number 3 on my list, is right at least half of my book this year. Now,
Mm.
I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but I don't think I've like talked about it in depth. I have had an idea for a book series for a long time that at first, and I will admit, in the first iteration of life, it was going to be a movie. It was going to be a trilogy. And just between talking with some of my friends, they were like, well, why don't you, because I was explaining like some of my fears as far as like me writing the movies and like how it would shake out. They were like, well, why don't you
Mm.
write them as books first? And then that way, one, you would always own that property. And two, if they did ever get adapted into movies, you could have control over how the adaptation goes. And I was like, not bad. So So that's why I've almost finished the first chapter because I
Mm.
started writing it in 2024 for real because I had a draft and upon reading said draft I kind of like anger deleted most of it because I was just like, bro, this is trash. Like I like I, like I read it and I was just like, damn it, I hate college age me. I was like, bro,
You are your own worst critic.
I know I
You
am.
are forever going to be your own worst critic.
Oh, I know I am. Trust me. If it wasn't for my Uncle Charlie, God knows I wouldn't probably be better about how I view myself than I am at present. But yeah, try to write at least half of my book this year. I don't even know how long I want the book itself to be. I want to say I envisioned the first book to be 21 chapters because I was gonna do the 3 arc thing. So it would like the first 7 would set it up, the middle 7 would be like the big action, the final 7 would be like the everything wrapping up from the second like that's what my envisioning is, but I don't know. I'm still rebuilding my my tree log of my plan per se.
That's good, Lay everything out. Clipboard, corkboard if you have to.
Oh yeah,
Plan your plot holes, your twists and turns and everything.
man.
I'm just saying.
You got any more?
Yeah, I actually want to get I actually do want to get back into reading. I used to read a lot. I literally have a bookshelf here, almost full of books. How many of them have I read?
One,
No, more than that.
three.
Less than half. Definitely less than half.
Mm,
But there's like this entire shelf I know for a fact. I haven't read a single book on this fucking shelf. I
damn.
just have it. I like the look of books. I'm like, I got all these books. I need to read the books.
Yes, you do.
So maybe I'll try. Maybe for the year I might do that. Try to read all the books in my shelf right here.
Look. I will say that is actually the fourth thing on my resolutions list. The fourth thing is to read at least 6 books this year, and I say just 6 because I'm like, I know with everything that I'm trying to do this year, so with like wrestling, exercising, getting more serious, because to kind of look ahead to my own resolution to spend more time with family, like I'm trying to do more things rather than just go to work, come home next year.
Right.
So I was like, okay, at least 6. I think 6 is like a manageable like goal because it's like I could break it up versus trying to. Some people say like, oh, I read a book a month, and it's like, well, then you get busy, and it's like, well, what happened?
Right.
So to say
But
at least 6 in a year, I think that's manageable. Especially since I remember going back to read the Harry Potter series and like tearing through the entire series before the last like 2 movies came out in like 2 weeks.
I'm about to say when I was big into reading, what I used to do like before I go to bed every night, I would just read one chapter a night. I would
Mm.
read one chapter a night, put the book down. All right, bed. You know, and before I knew it, I was like, "Nah, this chapter was good. Let me keep on going." And then by the end of the week, it's like, "Oh, well, the book is done. Oh well." I just never picked up another book. But I think that's a good little start. Is a chapter a night.
I got a couple on my Kindle that they're just sitting there because I recently got them because they were a part of the Amazon like the free book that you can get a month if you have a Kindle,
Yeah.
and so I have them. I haven't cracked them yet. So
What a year of reading.
uh, I don't have my Kindle. I don't know the name of the books.
Um,
I don't know the names. I don't. One of them is like a mystery. One of them is like a murder mystery.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
I know there is one book series that I got for studio audience that he found,
Yeah,
and I looked at. It seems interesting. It's like Disney stories,
yeah.
but with a twist.
Hmm.
Like the one I got him is called Conceal Don't Feel, so it's like Frozen, but like with a twist to it.
Oh,
And
oh.
it's that's a whole series of books like that.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna read because he ain't ready. I'm gonna read it, or he might have read it. I don't know. I'm gonna read it and then hopefully get the rest of them.
Okay, that's gonna be fun.
Let's start
Uh,
doing a book review. Damn it.
ooh, that actually, I wouldn't mind that. Once a month we
That
do
way
like
book
a
review.
book
Yeah.
review. That'd be
That's a way
fun.
to hold each other accountable. A monthly book review.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Alrighty. So next one on mine is this one. So I got to do a little bit of preface for this one because, as most people know, I'm a marketing specialist. I work in videography, video editing is my whole thing, and when it comes to videos for my job for work, I am very serious about editing. I I'm talking color correcting. I'm talking like making sure the framing is good. Everything involved in those things. Excuse me. But when it comes to my own personal videos, I definitely am more of a let me just get this done type thing versus let me give it the attention to detail that it deserves. So that's one of my resolutions for this year is to get more zeroed in on editing for personal products and for like personal things like even to the podcast like get more focused and intentional in my editing for my own things like that. So that's one of my resolutions, and hopefully, I'm saying this before to have for me editing later. Hopefully, it starts with this one that I've been a lot more serious in my editing, and I edit it up to look a lot better. Not necessarily look better, but come across better.
Mm.
Do you have any
Oh
more?
yeah. Do I have any more? Probably get better financially, but just increase my financial intelligence.
I can agree with you on that one, but for real.
So I know somebody. I'm pretty sure I know somebody who can help me with that. I just forgot to make an appointment with her back for it.
Send them my way because I
I want
financial
to say she's now.
literacy.
I want to say she's a financial advisor now.
Well, send them my way because financial literacy is absolutely something that I feel like we can all deal to do better at. So,
Oh, where'd it go?
but I do have
I
one
don't
more,
know.
and then we can wrap up our episode. My last one is to spend more time with my nephews and niece. I've mentioned it on the podcast. My brother had his third child last year, little baby girl. I love her to death, but I also realized that, like, dang, the other two and her, they're all growing up so, so fast. Like, she's not even a year
Yeah,
old yet, and she's already, like, sitting up by herself, like, holding her own head up. Like, not like sitting up, like you hold her. Like, she holds her head up, she's looking around, and I'm just like, dog, you're not even 8 months yet. Like, stop, please. And so I just gotta spend more time, and even this month is my one of my other brothers, his kid's birthday is coming up, and I told him when I last talked to him on Christmas that I'm gonna make more of an effort to come see him and his son in 2025. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take a lot more effort, a lot more time to do that.
um, that made me think about my own nephews. I hadn't seen them for a good couple months,
Dang.
and when I saw them on Christmas, yeah, when I saw them on Christmas, the youngest one, he's 3, 3 maybe. Yeah, he just turned 3.
Like, how you don't know?
Um, I had to think about it.
Lord.
It's 3 of them. I had to think about it. 3 of them. Had to think about it.
Uh-uh.
But when I saw him a couple months ago, he was still kind of babbling.
Right.
Like, he can say some words like clear, but it's mostly hey, juice. Okay, great. But now he's like he still can't fully talk, but he can say a little bit more. My brother, da da da. I'm like, you can say words. Not you can say words. Not you can tell me something. Like, that's my brother. And I'm just like, that's your brother. I know. I know him before I knew you.
That's crazy.
But he's just so it's crazy watching them grow up.
It is.
I'm like, eventually they're gonna be like grown. I'm like, ugh.
Right?
That's how when you like fresh out the cooch, now you're looking at me, talking to me.
that is a terrible way to describe it. That is the
I mean, but that's what it is. You watch them from like born, like from inside the tummy. Now you're talking back, being a little smart ass to me.
I mean, you're not
Like,
wrong. Hey, I ain't gonna cap though. I've already said it. When my nephews get up to like 16, 17, I'm gonna embarrass the hell out of them in front of their friends. I'm gonna be like, hey, don't be trying to talk smart in front of me. I used to be the same motherfucker that was changing your shitty diapers when you was a baby. I remember when you used to have little shitty drawers walking around your daycare.
look at that baby lump.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Because if they gonna want to be a little smart ass to me, I'm gonna tell them right back. Yeah. Remember when you used to cry because your mama wouldn't let you keep your pacifier? Nigga, you was 6.
That's 6.
I'm joking. I'm joking. He was like 3.
Yeah, I can't even say nothing. What am I saying? I remember you got cut as a 6-year-old. Like what? I remember about your brother cut you when you was 6.
She's like, is that something that you want to throw in my face?
Yeah.
Like.
But that's a cool story. He can tell when he gets older. It's like, oh, how you get that mark on your leg? My brother cut me with a sword. I was cut with a
Not the face that you just made. Oh no. Oh god.
sword.
I hate it. I hate it. Never make that face again. Oh, I hate it.
Oh, that's my face at work. That's what I be doing.
Oh Lord have mercy.
That's the only
That,
face I make at work. They know what it
I
is.
feel so bad for your coworkers and your customers.
I'm the most sane one at my job, actually. Thank you very
Oh
much.
god, that says so much.
Oh, yes, I know.
I don't like that at all.
You shouldn't. Everyone at my job is insane.
That's disheartening.
And the fact that I'm in management is makes it worse.
It does. It 100% does. How y'all get anything done is a mystery to me.
I'm actually one of the most productive people there. Thank you.
Oh God,
I make sure
wow. You're not helping your case at all.
I walk in like, hey, if y'all don't get shit done today, no one's eating. Ain't nobody ain't nobody doing it.
Dang,
Like,
you're
hey, I know you guys
withholding
are
food from them?
and
That's crazy. You're withholding food? What kind of camp are you running?
like no Red Bull for you.
That's crazy.
We have chicken salad to
Withholding
make.
Red Bull is so disheartening.
Listen, they're the crackheads that took out 2 cases in 1 week.
Dang.
Yes, they took out 2 cases of Red Bulls in
Well, how
one
big were
week.
the cases? Were they like the 24 case?
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna add one to my resolution. Cut back on energy drinks. I think I'm gonna add that one to my resolution. In fact, I'm gonna add that one to my resolution
you
because
do that.
cause I
See, I'm
just
also only drinking.
cause I know that a lot of my health issues are involved with me not cutting back. Like once I start to cut back on things, I know that I'll get better. So
But do you drink enough water?
yes. Oh, absolutely. I got one of those like big ass like jug thing that has like the time
That's
throughout the day to drink water.
nice.
I got one of those.
I used to have one of those.
What happened to it?
Um, it's in the cabinet. No, I got a different one now. Now it's a Brita.
Oh Lord.
It has like the filter inside the water bottle. And I be chugging. It's a straw, so I just drink it. Like I drink stuff faster with straws. So then I'm like, my water's all gone. Now I need more, and it keeps it cold and everything. Like I be chugging.
Lord, you and your bougie ass water bottles. We drunk out of the water hose growing up. Come
This joint
on.
is old. This bottle is old. I found it in my parents' pantry, and I took it.
That's crazy.
They ain't missed it yet.
I'm gonna tell them next time I see him. I'm gonna be like, she stole one of y'all water bottles.
You're not gonna see him. You will never see my parents.
You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know where I could be. You
I
forget
don't.
I have your location.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You do not have my location.
You don't know what I got.
Not my location.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
The only time you would meet my parents if like I don't know if we're ever like all in like making a Winter Robins or at the future however long down the line wedding is. That's the only time you would ever meet my parents.
I mean, probably the rehearsal dinner as well, because you know.
Yeah,
And as soon as I
maybe.
see him, I'm snitching. I'm gonna be like, "She got y'all water bottle, the Brenner water bottle. She got it. She took it from y'all's house. She
No,
told me. I have it on recording that she even took it." I'll pull up this
like oh,
episode. I'm gonna pull up this episode and be like, "See right here."
he took it. Okay, tell him I took it. I'll tell him I took it. I don't care.
That's
They don't care.
crazy. That's crazy.
You don't
Mm-mm-mm.
care about me.
You know what? That's funny. I made that same joke to my mom when my brother and his kids went to go see them yesterday. And
Mm.
literally, I was just like, because my dad was in the background and he was just like, yeah, you going to have that baby spoiled rotten. You've been holding her since they got here. And she was just like, so don't nobody be holding her that much. She ain't going to be spoiled. And I was on the phone with my mom and she kept going, I'm sorry, JB. I was talking to them. I forgot you was on the phone. And I said, you get your new grandkid and all of a sudden you forget about your baby. Ah, ah, I can't believe this. And she laughed, of course, but I was just like, she just done left me. She done forgot all
I
about
can't make
me.
I can't make that joke too much. My mom already thinks that. Like if I say that, I said it one time. I was like, "Ma, it's not that deep. I know y'all don't. I know y'all be forgetting about me." She was like, "Do you really feel like that?" I was like, "Ma,
Oh
I
no!
was joking.
At least my
I was
mom,
joking."
at least my mom knew I was joking, bro. I feel like my mom would actually like if she even for a second thought that I felt that way for real, she probably would be like, you know I care about you, right? Like you know I ain't forgot about you. It's like yes.
My mama know I got middle child syndrome, bro. She knows.
That's
So weird about
funny.
it.
That's
She's so
funny.
scared.
You're a middle child. I'm
Like my
baby. I'm the baby of the family. Like,
crazy. I was the baby for 7 years though. So
dang, that's crazy.
I know.
For
And he
seven
got
years,
ruined.
look, for 7 years, and then you got forgot about.
Yeah, I did. I did.
That's a tragedy.
But it's fine. It's fine. Even to this day, they forget about me.
Dang. Ooh, that's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. But
Yeah, it is. Going on.
hmm, moving on. I got a
Moving
tiny
on.
bit left. I'm gonna end it out before we end out today's episode. Man, that shit good. That shit good as hell. I honestly might make me another. I might make me another cup after we get done here.
My God.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you have enjoyed today's episode, if you do me a favor and give me a like, a comment, a subscribe, a share, a follow on Spotify, and follow us on all the social medias. They're all linked down below. I'm not gonna go through all of them. Just know that on just about any social media platform that you can find us, we'll probably be there at Drunk Text Pod. We are working this year to have a devoted team that will help us to be able to manage posting our clips, that will be able to manage getting our content out there to you all. I'm not going to say that we're going to get it all squared away this year, but we are working to build that team.
The
Follow me
pot.
everywhere on my personal stuff, and this is gonna be some people. This is actually some people's like probably first introduction to me outside of my wrestling. But you can
Okay.
follow me everywhere at _YoungJB at _YUNJAYBEE. Miss Kristal, where can the people find you?
You find me everywhere at Kristal Deshan, KRISTALDESHANE.
Love that, love that, love that, love that. Huh, but with that being said, we are going to get up out of here. We are going to see you next week. Happy New Year once again from the Drunk Texting Podcast. Please remember, because we say it every single week, that you are loved. You are appreciated. And we are so, 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 so happy that you joined us right here on this lovely podcast. We will see you next week for episode 35. I didn't mention it in today's episode, but I messed up last week. I said it was episode 34 last week, and it was actually episode 33. And just like I put in the description of that episode, yes, I know that I messed up. No, I'm not going to go back and re-edit in to say that it was episode 33 instead of 34.
Already.
This is episode 34. Next week will be episode 35. We will see you all next week. Love you, mean it. Bye-bye.
If you or a loved one is struggling with alcohol abuse, dial the National Drug and Alcohol Treatment Hotline at 1-800-662-4357. The National Drug and Alcohol Treatment Hotline provides information on alcohol and drug abuse, local treatment options, and support through hotline counselors who are there to help and speak with you about alcohol, drug, or family problems.